It started with a text. "I'm taking a trip with my first love. Don't be jealous." Face blowing a kiss. I stared at my phone for what felt like forever. My hands were shaking, my stomach twisting, and for a moment I couldn't breathe. I read it again, hoping somehow it would make sense this time, that maybe I was misunderstanding, that autocorrect or some strange joke had gone horribly wrong. But no. There it was, staring back at me like a blade. I wanted to call her, scream, beg, reason, but my mind refused to form words. I sat on the edge of our bed, the city lights bleeding through the curtains, and tried to remember the last time I had seen her smile at me without distraction, the last time she'd kissed me and meant it. Everything felt suddenly fragile, like it had been built on sand. The days before had been subtle, little things I'd ignored. Missed calls she brushed off with a casual excuse, messages that disappeared as soon as I looked, and a tension in her voice that I tried to chalk up to stress at work. I kept asking myself if I was overreacting. Maybe I was being paranoid. Maybe I had imagined the flinches and the quiet, secretive glances at her phone. But that text shattered any doubt. I spent the next few days in a haze, replaying moments that now felt like lies. Her laughter at dinner that night, was it real, or was it rehearsed for me? The way she brushed past me to answer a call privately, was it work, or something else? I wanted to trust her. I wanted to believe in the life we'd built together, but every instinct screamed that I was being blind. Then came the discovery. I had gone to pick up a package from the living room table. Her bag was there, left open carelessly. And there it was, a small, folded envelope with the name M scribbled on the corner. Inside, tickets. Plain tickets. 2 seats. One for her, one for him. I didn't even recognize the airline. She'd booked it quietly, like she knew I'd never approve. My heart felt like it had stopped. Anger, disbelief, heartbreak, they all collided at once. I wanted to throw things, to scream, to make her feel the panic that had consumed me, but I just held the envelope, trembling, staring at the numbers, the dates. When she came home that evening, she was radiant, unaware, or pretending to be, of the storm inside me. "Hey, what's wrong?" she asked, voice light, almost teasing. I couldn't speak. I handed her the envelope. Her smile faltered, eyes widening just enough to tell me she had expected this confrontation eventually. It's not what you think," she began. I let her speak, though every word was like a knife twisting deeper. She told me about nostalgia, about old memories, about closure, and how she felt safe in revisiting the past. She didn't deny the trip, didn't deny the tickets, didn't deny the secrecy, but she tried to frame it as harmless, as a journey for herself. I realized then that betrayal isn't always about hatred or malice. Sometimes it's a quiet selfishness, a desire to feel alive, even at the cost of the person you claim to love most. And sometimes, the person you love can be the architect of your own heartbreak without ever lifting a hand. I remember sitting on the couch later that night, her asleep across from me, and thinking about everything that had led here. Every dinner, every smile, every whispered, "I love you," now carried a shadow. Memories that once made my chest swell now made it ache. Trust, that fragile, essential thing, had cracked. The morning of her trip, I walked her to the door. I wanted to yell, to beg, to cry, but I didn't. I hugged her tightly, feeling the weight of what I was losing. "Take care of yourself," I whispered. And it was the truth. I didn't know if our love would survive this. I didn't know if forgiveness was possible. But I knew that I had to survive it. I had to reclaim myself, my self-respect, my dignity. She left, and the apartment felt emptier than ever. Though the quiet was no longer suffocating, it was cleansing. In the days that followed, I started rebuilding myself. I went back to work, met friends, ran through the park we used to walk together. The pain was there, yes, sharp and unrelenting, but slowly it softened into clarity. I realized that love doesn't always protect you from hurt. People don't always make the choices you'd hope they would. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is let go, not just of the person, but of the version of yourself that thought life would be fair. Months later, I still remember the text. I still feel the ache it caused. But I also remember the strength it forced me to find. Betrayal tore something from me, yes, but it didn't take everything. And maybe that's what love and heartbreak are really about. Learning what's worth holding on to and having the courage to walk away from what isn't.